And so let's get started with Otaku News Live. Welcome, everyone. And as usual, I have Matt Dixon from the Life and Tims of Anime here with me.
Evening.
Hello.
How are you, my Brenty friend?
I am doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. I've spent most of the day playing a beta for an MMO.
Can you tell us which MMO this is?
And that's the only thing I can tell you with the NDA at the moment.
Very cool.
Rift Plains of Talara. I thought it was a free MMO, like microtransactions.
Yeah.
Turns out it's going to be a worldwide released paid subscription.
Cool.
And it's good. It doesn't beat the other MMO I'm playing, but it's good, definitely. So people should check that out.
Nice.
Sign up for the beta.
Nice. What's it called again?
Rift Plains of Talara. Telara.
Fair enough. Sci-fi?
No fancy.
Okay.
Well, sort of sci-fi fantasy, steampunky cross.
Nice.
A lot more steampunk than sci-fi. Really good. Very enjoyable.
Cool. So let's get to some of the anime news, which is surprising. There's really no game-related news this time. We'll start off with some anime streaming stuff that came up this week. Crunchyroll has licensed Lucky Star, and they're now streaming Lucky Star, putting it up there, which is kind of interesting because Crunchyroll's big thing has been simulcasting stuff and putting stuff up, simulcasting. And now they're getting a show that's a couple years old and putting it up there. And I'm wondering if that isn't one of those things where there was so much stuff that was available and downloaded and so forth that they kind of always wanted to have it on there, and now they finally managed to get the license or something. But it is definitely different.
Well, I think one of the main things is getting viewers.
True.
Really.
Yeah.
Because if people know that Lucky Star is on there and you can watch it, legally,
yeah,
for free, people are going to go there. They're going to see the advertisements. Crunchyroll's going to get paid. The company's going to get paid, and Crunchyroll's going to get more viewers for their other stuff. The stuff they are simulcasting, which seems to be what they're aiming for, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if this is going to result in Crunchyroll going after a bunch of super popular series and having, all the big ones on there. And granted, they already have Haruhi and others. But I wonder if this is starting a trend of them going after a lot of those big series.
Well, to be honest, I hope they do, because a lot of the big series don't stream online. Most people watch them illegally.
Yeah.
So if they're on there somewhere where you can watch them legally, you can feel safe in your anime viewing pleasure.
Exactly. Supporting the industry is a good thing.
Yeah.
So what else? We've got, let's see here. Oh, yes, Okinawa is making an anime, kind of. Okinawa the place. Basically, so Okinawa is sponsoring the production of an anime by Soratia is the name of the studio, which is local to Okinawa, and they're producing an anime about 3 girls who are into music and dance, Okinawan stage productions, and karate. And it'll be released next March. They've got behind it Kuma Oshita, who's a character designer for Rocket Girls, Hinotori, and Yasushi Hirano, who wrote Six Angels, Dinosaur King, Metal Fighter Miku, and Brave X Kaiser as producer and director. And then Hiroshi Kato, who worked on Oh My Goddess and Blood the Last Vampire, and Yota Tsuruoka, who worked on Afro Samurai, Appleseed, and Inuyasha, are also involved. Budgeted at $1.4 million. So that's kind of interesting to see an actual, essentially, a prefecture sponsoring an anime.
Yeah. So would that be like the equivalent of a council paying for that?
I think so. Basically, yeah.
Wow. It's strange to just in general see someone do that, because it doesn't seem. I understand it's in Japan,
True.
but has something like this ever happened before?
I can't think of any.
So that's really weird. They must have a specific objective behind it all.
Well, they said that the anime will be promoting local agricultural and industrial businesses.
Right. it's honestly really strange because they can't expect to turn much of a profit compared to just advertising.
Yeah.
If they want those businesses to do well, they've either got to rethink their business model or start advertising the business's model.
Yeah.
If they were advertising, a toy shop, something kids would be interested in, and who watches anime, kids mostly, teenagers. If they were if it were aiming to get shops that sold those kind of things, then I could see the goal. But agricultural stuff, that's adult stuff. That's people that want to tend to their garden. That's elderly, really. And I don't think many elderly watch anime just yet.
I agreed. The other question too is, you got something that is meant to last for a while. Local businesses can kind of tend to come and go a lot. So I'm curious as to why they think that this is going to be a huge way of getting folks interested. Unless, actually, you know what it is? Lucky Star. Remember how the shrine from Lucky Star saw all that attention?
Yeah.
I'm betting that's what they're betting on. That, if it shows up in an anime, folks are going to flock to it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good... hopefully with the budget they've got and the people involved, they can, do this. They can make a decent enough anime to be popular enough to get the attention from viewers.
Yeah.
Something made by a council, even if the council is just paying for it, it doesn't seem like it's going to be all that popular because, the council's going to look at it sometimes and say, oh, this isn't politically correct.
Yeah. Well, the anime studio involved, I'm just loading it up now. What they've done before is they've just done tweening on Battle Spirits Brave and Hero Man. That's not too much for them to be helming an anime straight out of the gate. But hopefully, and hey, give them a chance. Who knows? So,
there has been a lot of first-time people, or people that don't have a lot of experience that have done something like an anime or just a film, and done really, really well.
True.
The guy that directed The Cat Returns wasn't very well experienced, was he? Before he did Cat Returns. So he's the thing we need to look at really is the positive things. That it has the potential to do this, and we just need to hope that it does.
Exactly. It's just kind of surprising, and I'll put it this way: I am very, very glad to see prefectures and folks like that using anime as a way of advertising themselves and seeing it as a legitimate way of getting people's attention. That's an awesome thing.
It's also one thing that otakus in the Western world can use in an argument. This sounds really weird where I'm going with this, but people think anime is bad. That's the general stereotype. And you can just say, well, in Japan they're using it for advertisement now.
Yeah.
Actual councils are paying for it.
Yeah.
And then the person that says anime is bad for you can just stand there and look dumbfounded.
I'll just punch you.
They're always bigger than us.
Yeah.
Damn jocks.
Speaking of big people, over in Australia, that's a terrible stereotype. Anyway, so the Australians get the Borrower Ariete before any of us do.
Which is really weird.
Yeah. Now, Madman Entertainment has been really awesome from what I can tell in terms of getting things, being really on the ball with licenses. But they've already licensed the Borrower Ariete and will be releasing it. I don't see a street date on the news. Just they are going to release it in Australian movie theaters in 2011, and presumably then release it on disc. So, good for them.
Yeah, it's just really weird because Australia is known for getting everything late compared to the western side of the planet. Australia's counted as Western culture, correct?
Say again?
Australia's counted as Western culture.
Yeah.
It'd still be counted in the Western world, even though it's in the East.
Yeah.
Technically, but you see, Australia's been renowned for getting everything late. And a reviewer once said it's the having the nicest beaches tax, which is actually a fair point because they have really nice beaches. So it's just them paying for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's why have they got? I understand you prepare for Madhouse just paid for the licenses a lot earlier than everyone else has, so they're going to get it earlier.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And it could just be that that particular license was easier for them. Just however it worked out in terms of building that. They also have the advantage that Australia is really close to Japan.
Yeah.
So it's easier for them to fly folks over and talk and so forth and so on. So that could be a thing too. Who knows?
It's I am curious now to how anime does in Australia.
Apparently they have
the sales of it and stuff like that.
Apparently they have a strong community. Just like like you say, they get everything 3 years later than everyone else.
Yeah.
So interesting.
Strange.
Very strange.
Well, I'll have to look at some figures, see what their anime stuff like their anime DVD sales are.
Yeah.
See if we can find out if they do better than America and England, and then I can think, right, I'm going to move.
There we go. Let's see here. What else? This was interesting. Morning Magazine, as in a magazine called Morning in Japan, which is a seinen magazine, so aimed at men, basically, is going to be launching an English version of their website. And they're going to be posting their manga on their website in English. So simultaneously with the release of the manga in Japan, we'll get it on their website in English, which is awesome.
That is fantastic, honestly. Absolutely brilliant.
It's great, and yeah. I'm really hoping to see. Now they've said very little about this. They're starting to revamp the website. Kodansha is the publisher, and they've done a bazillion things. They're planning on doing multiple language releases, simultaneous releases worldwide, and they've also that's part of. They also introduced like an iPhone app and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But now it should be pointed out they described it as worldwide simultaneous dispatches as opposed to distribution. So it's unclear whether that means that, for example, it could be that the magazine comes out and then a week later they post it all on the website, and that sort of goes out to all the different countries. So it may not be totally simultaneous with the manga or with the magazine, but everyone on the website will get it at the same time. So who knows? Yeah,
but this sort of sits well with what we were talking about actually on when we were talking about Iron Man, a whole bridge building thing.
Yeah.
That now the Western world has done something for Japan with this Iron Man anime, and now Japan is doing something for the rest of the world, not just the West world, the entire rest of the world that has the internet. Mm-hmm. It's good to see this because it shows a level of trust. You know that they trust that this is going to do well, and the advertisement that will be on the website are going to pull them a profit rather than because a lot of times they do tester kind of things. It's like, oh, we'll do it in the US and see how it goes, and then if it does well, we'll do it everywhere else. But they're doing it everywhere else at once. So it shows a great slow increase in trust for the rest of the world's otaku community.
And it's also not we're releasing one manga. We'll see how it works out. It's like, here's everything. And it's not going to be every single one immediately, but the plan is to get all of them out there and support the rest of the world. So the interesting thing will be which languages they choose.